Hello and welcome to the Snap Revise YouTube channel. For today's video, we're going to have a look at the step up from GCSE to A-level, what that transition is like, what you can expect, and how you can prepare. To be honest, I can only really talk about this from my own personal experiences in terms of general things that I found were very different as I moved from GCSE to A-level. Hopefully by the end of the video, if you're a GCSE student, you'll be feeling a lot more confident about your move into Year 12 in September. When I went on to do my A-levels, I actually moved to a different school because my secondary school didn't do A-levels, and that was fantastic. I mean, if you're feeling nervous about going to a different sixth form from your secondary school, then absolutely don't be. It's such a nice opportunity to meet new people and to experience a slightly different school environment before you go off to university. So if you are feeling a little bit nervous about going to a new school in September, don't be. It is absolutely fine. If you have any questions specific to this, then ask in the comments. I have a YouTube account that I can reply with. So yeah, any queries or any worries that you're having, just pop them there and I can try and help you out with those. So the main difference that everybody knows about when going from GCSE to A-level is the fact that there is more content in your subjects. So to use the AQA specifications just as an example, the GCSE specification you can see on screen is very simple compared to the A-level specification. Though there are things in the A-level spec that you will probably recognise and will have already covered at GCSEs. Basically, pretty much all of the concepts you learn at GCSE will come up again at A-level, but in much more depth. So definitely don't get rid of your GCSE notes once you have finished your exams. Something that you will also realise is that your lessons and homework and exam questions will demand a lot more from your comprehension of the subject compared to GCSE. So at GCSE you're given a lot of examples of how to use your learning. At A-level you need to start thinking of these a bit more for yourself. Along with learning more content, you will notice that you have a lot more homework and that your homework is quite hard. Your homework is designed to help you tackle subjects that you find particularly hard, so that when they come up in an exam you're not completely surprised and thrown off focus because you've met it before in your homework. So with an increased workload, you'll notice that there is an obvious knock-on effect upon your time outside of school. You do still have time to yourself, and this is clearly a very important thing to have. It's something I talk about a lot on our social media channels about the importance of taking breaks and making sure that you're looking after yourself. But compared to your GCSE years, this time is somewhat reduced. Basically at A-levels, I think you learn to make the most effective use of the time that you have available to you outside of school. And here at Snap Revise, we have content to help you do that. So lots of advice on revision techniques and time management techniques to make sure that you're making the most of your work time outside of school and your free time. So the next general difference that I noticed as I went from GCSE to A-level was that you become much more independent as a student. So as an A-level student, you are essentially bridging the gap between your formal education and university learning. When you get to year 13, your independence gets taken up a step again when you have to get your UCAS forms all sorted out. And this is a highly self-motivated process. Yes, your school will chase you if you can't get forms in on time, but ultimately, if you don't finish your application within the time period that UCAS has specified, you won't be going to university. So the third and final difference that I'd like to talk about as you move from GCSE up to A-level is the fact that there are loads more opportunities for you. As a starter, you get to choose your A-level subjects, so you can start tailoring your learning so it's much more interesting to you as an individual. You can also start to apply to professional work experience and start getting an idea of what you might want to do at university and for a career much further down the line. Remember that your time as an A-level student is very short. I know that the 2 years might seem like a lot, and while you're in it, it might seem to drag, but trust me, it absolutely flies by. So make the most of this time and make the most of all of the resources that you still have available to you. Your teachers are there to help. You should have loads of careers advice, and really do please take advantage of all of that. So with these obvious differences between A-levels and GCSEs, what can you be doing now as Year 11 student to prepare? First, I would identify what subjects you might want to do at A-level. Think about what you might want to do at university to inform this, as well as the subjects that you enjoy studying. There is no pressure to get it right first time because you can switch your subjects throughout the term, but don't leave it too late because you'll end up learning loads about a subject that you don't even want to take forward, or you'll end up joining a subject quite late into the term and have loads of work to do to catch catch up. So just have a think about it now, and then when you get there, that problem is kind of solved. Next, I would say that you should review your GCSE notes periodically over the summer. So don't just throw them out and get rid of them and never look at them again. Make sure that you're checking in and making sure that that knowledge is kind of still ticking over in your brain. Any A-level subject that's the same as your GCSE, for example, biology, will naturally assume that you have retained the knowledge that you gained at GCSE to move forward with the more complicated A-level knowledge. Maybe in the week just before you start your A-levels, you can do a little bit more focused revision of your GCSE content so that when you start your A-level, you can be firing on all cylinders. Thirdly, start your time management now. Falling behind your A-level work can disrupt your progress for the whole year if you're not careful, so make sure that you can stay on top of it from the very beginning. Check out this video just up here about some motivation tips for A-level. I know it says it's about A-level, but to be honest, you can apply all of the information in that video to your GCSEs. Starting your A-levels is a really exciting time, and it's natural to feel a bit of stress as you find your feet at either a new school or in a new form of learning. Yes, A-levels are much more difficult compared to GCSEs, and the step up is different depending on how you like to learn as an individual. I know people that actually did better once they got to sixth form just because the more independent approach worked for them. So it's not all scary and intimidating. There is lots to look forward to in your A-levels. If you're new to the channel, then please do consider subscribing to Snap Revise just here, and you can use some of our other advice videos like this one just here if you're still feeling a little bit unsure about what life will be like when you become an A-level student. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if possible, and I look forward to seeing you again on the Snap Revise YouTube channel.